So today I'm making some egg salad and some deviled eggs. I've got a dozen eggs sitting in an empty pot on a burner that's not turned on. The easiest, most simplest way to hard boil eggs is to cook them while the water is heating up. This helps to ensure that they do not crack, as well as a few other things. Putting the eggs in before the water ensures that you will not have too much water when you put the eggs in, and your water will not overflow. However, you want to make sure your eggs are completely covered in the water before proceeding. Now that you've completely covered your eggs in water, you want to salt the water, and not just a little sprinkle like this. You want to add a decent amount of salt. So I could sit here and shake this all day, or I could take the cap off and pour some in my hand and add it to the water. As I'm using a small saucepan and I don't have that much water in it, I only want to use about 1 to 3 tablespoons of salt. Some of the salt will be absorbed through the shells and flavor the eggs, but the rest of the salt helps the shells get ready to be peeled without leaving little splinters everywhere. Now, I want to bring this water to a boil and set the timer for 7 minutes before it is done. Now, it is very important that as soon as your hard-boiled eggs are done, you take them straight from the heat and the boiling water, and you run cold water into them in the sink until they cool off. Now, I've already made an egg salad video for you, so I'm just going to go over the steps as to how to make deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are great for picnics, for appetizers. You don't have to have an outdoor picnic to have deviled eggs, and there is not one way to have them. There are many different ways that you can prepare deviled eggs. However, I'm going to show you the two that we use here. We got spicy deviled eggs, and we've got normal deviled eggs. And it's very simple to make, so let me cool these guys off, peel them, and we will be back. Okay, now that we're back, we're going to take all the misshapen eggs out. I mean, I really could use this one for deviled eggs, but with the thumb depression, I'm going to use that for the egg salad. The one that cracked while cooking is going to the egg salad. Now, I have 8 eggs for deviled eggs, so I'm going to have 16 deviled eggs and 4 eggs for egg salad, as I'm one of less people eat egg salad in my house. So the egg salad goes off to the side, and I'm going to find a nice comfy spot for you to watch how to make deviled eggs. Now, one of the most important things in making deviled eggs is having something to put the eggs in. And while I have you in view, we boiled the eggs, so we can take these shells and throw them right into our compost. We don't have to worry about any bacteria or anything. Okay. But simply what we're doing is we're going to take the eggs, we're going to cut them in half, put the egg whites in here, and the yolks in another container. But you want to cut it long ways. You don't want to saw because you want a nice, clean. Simply pop the yolk out. You can use your fingers if you'd like, if it's stuck. And you want to make sure that these are truly hard boiled because you need that yolk in that powdery consistency that it gets. Hi, baby. You hugging my leg? Yeah. Mama's making numb. Careful, baby. And you always make more eggs than what you want or need because you are going to split them, no matter how good you are at it. Find when hard-boiling eggs and peeling them, the brown-shelled eggs peel a lot better than the white-shelled eggs. And the yolks come out much easier. I've got the yolks that have been hard-boiled in a container, and I got my egg halves in another container. And now it's time to work the magic. Okay, you can take mayonnaise, and we're going to add mayonnaise. Just enough to make it moist, like when we made the egg salad. Not too much, otherwise it'll be too liquidy. So for 8 egg yolks, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Mustard is optional. Put a little dab in. That's all I'm adding. A little bit of garlic powder. A couple shakes, like 1, 2, 3 shakes. Salt to taste. Pepper to taste. You could put onion powder in here, chili powder, whatever you want. I'm putting a little dash of chili. The magic ingredient is paprika. You don't want to add too much, but you don't want to add too little. Now, when you get that in there, you want to mix it all together. You want to mash up your egg yolks, get all the spices incorporated. You could use a fork, you could use a blender, you could use a spatula, a spoon, doesn't matter, whatever is easier for you. I just do not recommend a whisk, as it'll get clumped and stuck inside the whisk. Now, this consistency is a little too dry. This is more like Play-Doh, so I'm going to add a little more mayonnaise. About 1.5 teaspoons more. I'm going to mix it in. I got a smoother, creamier texture. That's just perfect for what we're about to do. Spoon. And we scoop it on and push it off the spoon into the holes of the eggs. If you have a cake decorator, you could use that. A Ziploc bag with the corner cut off works too. Now, this is a very, very messy process. Stuff will stick to your fingers. Stick to the spoon, it'll get all over everything. And if you put too much in some of the eggs and you have some egg whites that don't have any and you're scraping it out of the ones that are overfull to make it last, it gets everywhere. Don't have the shaking doodah. Gonna take a pinch of paprika, and a couple shakes of the chili powder. I'm going to mix them together and just sprinkle them over the completed deviled eggs. The final product looks like this. We just put it in the fridge and let it chill, and once it has chilled, it's ready to serve.